Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope the live's okay, it's here. Let's move this begin here. Alright. So whoa, what the heck happened there? Do I still have okay, I have some cobblestone left. Right here. I'll need this for later on. Now I'm going to just fall asleep. Today I'm going to try and finish the other room in my house, and we're going to try and get some more iron to create some more tools and some armor, if possible. Now let's get out of here. Let's use these. This is about to die, so no other one, so I guess we'll just have to keep it. Gosh darn it. My iron pickaxe is about to die. I mean, I can create another, can I? No, I don't have enough sticks. Ah, darn it. Okay, well. Going to take the stone pickaxe instead. I'm going to make the outside later on. Okay, now we can continue digging over here. Oh no! Where did my... oh, darn it. I don't even know where my torches are. I guess I'm out of them. Yeah, you gotta get more torches. Also, I gotta make myself a new pickaxe. In some way or another, and I don't even have sticks. Oh, darn it. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to start by finishing my room that I didn't finish last time. No, wait, I almost forgot something. There's an axe right here. Let's use this. What? Okay, I guess they're out in the day. I almost forgot about them. And there you go. Dead. Got some web here, okay. Today, I had the worst experience ever. I was pricked by some sort of small needle, and it wasn't the needle itself that made me almost pass out. It was when the naturopath, or however you call it in English, it's an expert on natural stuff and such. It's pretty much an expert on the body, pretty much. So when she started taking the blood out by how can I say it? By applying pressure to my finger, my view started getting blurry. And I literally thought I was going to pass out. This is the first time this ever happened to me. And now I'm gonna make sure not to take any more needles anymore. Because I don't want to risk having the same experience all over again. And living through this heck that I lived through. Oh! So yeah, that was the story of today, and holy get. Whoa! And what? Whoa, okay, that was a weird glitch. Here he comes. Oh no, 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 no! Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to search for wood. What am I doing? Get in there and find some wood. Get in there and find some wood. Whoa, okay, that scared me. I thought it was a spider. Gosh darn it. Oak logs. Okay, I have 16 oak logs. Let's keep going. Oh. Another sapling, cool, okay. Ah, there's stick here. Saplings. More. What the hex? Oh! No! Gosh darn it. Okay, well, I guess we can go back to the house now. Hopefully we'll have enough. I think we do, so we'll be able to create a bunch of these. Let's just put this here, put this there, because we don't... Okay, we do need the extra one here. Now let's go. Alright. Take these and let's continue building this. Oh wait, alright. I know how to. Yeah, exactly. Can keep some by removing the ones that are sideways. Okay, to the ceiling. Oh, there you go. Okay, now we must be. Okay, you know what? Let's just drop off. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Thank you. We have 5 more here. Place them all in. Darn it. And here we go. Nice. Now take the bed and let's add it in this room. Go. We can, if it's possible, we can make some more torches. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And where's the food? Oh, here it is. Going to take some cooked ham. I mean, I don't even... Mouton. It actually sounds like a French name, which is pretty weird. Oh no, that's not even the right... Whoops! Oh shoot, I almost forgot that there is destroyed. So, add it like so. Floating bed! That's Minecraft logic, alright. Let's go on with this. Oh no. Why isn't the door floating then? Goodness gracious. Okay. Add this in, add that in. It's meant for you. Nope. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm missing some wood. So we'll have to deal with this for now. I'm not going outside without a sword. What, I'm crazy? I should be crazy without... Oh, here it is. Okay. We're making a pursuit. Actually, I'm surprised that we didn't see any Endermans yet. Where are these guys? Oh, look at that. We got here some... Get some pork chop. But there's still no wolves around. It's the only thing that's missing. I need a wolf companion. My other one died. Let's collect these. Okay, let's fill up this hole. Ah, darn it. Now I lost my key. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Now we can build a stronghold around it or something like that, so that it's prettier. Oh, okay. And tomorrow I have to go and sign papers with my mom at my school, and then we're going to some sort of zip line activity. I don't really know how it's called, but it's something that's but it's a park where you go tree to tree. I don't really know how it's called in English. Okay, so maybe one last yeah, let's build some sort of for Canadian, what the heck? What did you say first? You never say first normally. What the heck? Okay, pretty nice. Okay, that's going to be weird if I keep this Okay, whatever. Yeah! Yeah to you too! I don't know what I'm doing anymore, so just... Alright, okay, so the stronghold is over. Do I have a... I have a lot of stone here, cobblestone. So maybe I can make another... or not. Okay, I guess I can't. Can't make another pickaxe. Oh goodness, okay. I need more sticks, but oh, I don't know how that happened. Oh, I did have, okay, I do have a pickaxe, so I shall get this one until its last breath, until it breaks apart, that is. And these gosh darn cave sounds, like, ugh. This is not good, it's about to break. Yeah, okay. Oh boy, okay. Okay, so they are, oh boy, okay, I'm going to go and cut some more trees. Come on, I need some sticks. Drop some sticks. What the heck? Didn't even drop any sticks. When? I guess I'll have to make them myself in that case. Whoop. Sticks don't fall from trees. Well, Canadian Scott, you should have watched my other live streams because there were sticks that fell from trees. Well, there were sticks nearby trees, which was pretty weird. I don't know. Maybe they don't actually drop from trees, but it's weird that they were there before and now that. Okay, whatever. Let's blame this on Herobrine and keep going. Let's just, okay. Let's make some sticks. Find the sticks, that is. Here they are. 4 of these guys. 4 more of these guys. And that's all I can have, really? Oh, darn it. I couldn't make myself a diamond pickaxe though, but you know what, why not? Let's make one. Oh, an apple. Cool. There's 2 saplings here. See, there is a stick here. Told you, Canadian Scout. Sticks do fall from trees for some reason. Get here and get digging some more. I guess they added this feature in an update or something. Yeah, it probably is a part of an update. Oh wow! Okay, cool. That's it. That's what I was searching for. Great. All right. Let's keep digging then. Is it night outside? I gotta go check it out. No, it's not. Okay. I'm surprised that we didn't land in any mine shafts or anything like that yet. Ooh. Okay, I'm definitely hearing some zombies, so we are close by to some sort of cave here. Okay, keep digging. Woo, okay, that definitely sounds like... Oh goodness. Keep digging. Darn, just not finding anything that's that important. Okay, now I could do branch paths here, so here to there. Yep, okay, that's definitely a cave. Let's keep going this way. Can also continue this way. What was that? Oh, I found some sort of other part of the... what am I even talking about? Uh-oh. Now that's not good because they're just going to keep falling. And let's take this. Let's keep digging into here. Okay, let's go back up. Oh yeah! Put torches on the gravel, of course. I completely forgot about that technique. Alright, I'll do that next time. And now no, I may not die because my house is near, thank goodness. Okay, let's see now, wait, I gotta put some, ta-dam, let's do that, yeah. Are there more inside this? No. Here? No? Okay. Let's eat this apple. Pretty good, alright. Do we already have an iron axe? I'll have to check it out. Okay, we don't have an iron axe, so make an iron axe? No. Let's make another iron pickaxe too. Very important. I'm wasting it all on these weapons. No. Darn! I didn't make another armor. Oh. Hi, hello there, Gecko Gaming Productions. If you guys want to donate, then don't forget to use Super Chat, which is the logo with the $sign on it under the chat. Okay, alright, so let's keep going. Stick right here. I'm gonna take this to finish the room if I can. Why are you breaking wood with a pickaxe? What? I thought it was... Oh no, it's an axe! Oh, I'm so stupid! Gosh darn it! It should have been with an axe instead. Darn it. That's why it's wasted. Oh, okay, I got this. So it's going to go here. And maybe if I make other branching paths. Ah, yeah, okay, I was right. Look out for lava. I don't trust this. I could fall into lava. Oh. Nice, okay. Up. Is this one? No, I'm having a hard time seeing. Let's try in this direction. Oh, whoa, I don't know what happened there. Digging. There doesn't seem to be anything in here. Oh, okay. Yikes. What is that? Is that a skeleton? Yeah, ouch. Okay. Oh, I don't want gosh darn coal. Yeah, I guess I'll take it anyways. Wow, this is real dangerous. Oh no, I don't have any. Okay, I do now. Keep it going. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay! This was a terrible idea. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that was way too risky. I almost died there. That's why I need freaking armor. Okay, let's go back out. Let's get out of here. I don't want to be here any longer. I think I've got enough now. Oh, shoot. Okay, it's right here. Go, 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 go. Okay, put the where's the here it is. Put it all in, and now we're going to wait. And I gotta throw this away. Spruce wood, I guess I will need this later on. Okay. And the 4 of them, okay. It's not 14 yet, I gotta wait a little bit more. We have white wool here, granite, cobblestone. We have a lot of cobblestone. Now all I'm missing is the torso part, the pants part, and the feet. Focus. Chest plate, thank you. I mean, iron boots. Very nice. And now we only miss the leggings. Shouldn't be too long. And one last one. All right. Oh no! Never mind, then I guess I don't have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one left. Oh boy, okay. Now what weapon do we not have? Flint and steel, I can make that, so let's make that. Let's add this into the miscellaneous weapons. And the crossbow, I'm going to place it right here. It's sort of in the miscellaneous weapons. Does the crossbow work though? Let's test it out to see. What happened? Whoa! What the heck happened? Okay. Okay, I didn't even see the arrow just push. This be weird. Okay, well it works. Alright. Now we are going to finish. Oh, gosh darn. Gosh darn. I don't even remember your gosh darn name. And. Gosh darn it. Go away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have enough space. Oh, Don't throw away your stone too bad, because I did. Ah, fine, I'll go and get it again. And too bad. But I got like thousands of them. You know what? I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I'm going to throw some of them, and I'm going to keep 2 stacks. Gravel, though, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with gravel. I'm going to throw away the dirt. Okay, no, let's redo that. Dirt goes away. I don't know what these are for. Okay, I guess I can't do anything else. Freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing. Put it here. Alright, finally finished with the floor. Oh, good idea, I guess. I should totally create another chest somewhere. Let's create chests, some more chests. I can probably use these ones or not. I'm going to check it out. Oh, don't get everything. Just get the chest. Or not. Go away, granite. Go away, you. Go away, you. Go away, you. Okay. What the frick? It's filled. Okay, I'm gonna put this in, put that in, put this in, put this in too, put the wood in here, put this in here. No, I need that chest. Okay, there you go. Now I should put the food. 7 rotten stuff. This. Some pork chop. Some eggs. What about the rest of the food? Okay. Some eggs, this in here. And the chicken. Okay, let me take back the rest of these items. And let me place them in some of these chests here. We have andesite and some gravel. And some diorite. Oh no, these are for alright granite too. So many things. put some food in here. Gotta put some food. Foodies. 7. Let's take these and let's put them here. Place them here, I meant. Okay, these are for the stones, cobblestones, and ores. This is for the food. Good enough. What? There's a thunderstorm. Oh, come on! What the hex? What? There are no thunderstorms. The game is glitched, guys. Weird, okay. And the last one. Let's eat these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. The rest we can put them in the chest. Okay, now for the final part of this, I'm going to try and get some more sand to make some windows, and then I'm going to try and find the wolf, which I may not find in this episode, unfortunately, but we'll see. Oh, I still have 5. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, there is no beach around. So, yeah. Maybe I'll find things at this village there. I should explore that. Where's my house at? Okay, it's there. I'm taking these. I'm taking these. Now we gotta keep going. What are those? What are these plants? These were nothing. Got this for no reason. What's that though? Oh, some wheat! Of course. I need wheat. I'm gonna get some. Now, in some of these houses, there might actually be chests. So, why not check it out? Or not. Not in this one. Oh look, they have a farm for cows. I never saw that in a village before. Let's keep going. And we got... Oh, wow. Alright, awesome. Oh, we got 2 potatoes too. That is great. Now let's go this way. Back to the... Okay, it was a cow. I tried for something. I mean, not a cow, a pig. What the heck? How did I get mixed... how did I mix a cow with a pig? This... Oh, cool. Carrots. The only problem is that... I actually cannot put these in. You know what? Those are some sort of compost bins, so I could do that. So I'm taking the carrots. And I'm gonna give it to a horse. No? Okay, then I guess that's not how it works then. Okay, so let's keep searching some more. Or now, yeah, right, I gotta go and get these into the house. I am taking these. Wheat! 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 Thank you very much. These don't really replenish that much of my food stamina. Four apples, 4 carrots. And bread. Oh yeah, I also need some, what else do I need? Forgot. Block of coal? Huh. Red dye. Fletching table, I don't know what that is. Crafting table. Let's see here. Can I create another chest? Yeah, that's what I needed. We can create a bucket. Okay, that's gonna be very important. Let's see in there. Also, gotta build. What the heck? I gotta build a freaking chest. I don't have enough bowcrest. Freaking darn it. I'm placing the weapons here too, for the time being. Okay, stone shovel. And then we got the wooden items. Iron pickaxe. Is this stone? Oh no, that's iron, okay. Oh, stone sword? A big axe and this and this and this and that. There we go. Now I'm on my way to find a wolf. Mission has to be... oh, wait, maybe... yeah, I do need water, so... there you go. Okay, I'll make one here. I'll make a farm right here. What? Where's my... Oh, no, where's my, where's my hoe at? Guess I'll need another hoe. Boom. There we go. Go here. And make... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now I have to create some sort of fence later on to protect it. I don't have enough. Huh. Okay. So I'm gonna do that next episode. And now I'm going to go to sleep and finish this. There you go. Ah, what the heck? Something just fell. It was small scissors. What? Hey. Okay, let's keep the... No, not that. Not with that. Let's do it all around. Okay. Let's go and get some more water. Where did I get the water before? Where's the water at? Oh, there's some lava there. Huh. Right. Ah. There's like a zombie nearby. Okay, thank you. Goodness gracious, it's still not full. So I gotta go get more. So okay, this will be my wheat garden here. Okay. Now let's go and get some more water once again. Okay. One last one should work. It's already 9. Wow. Oh my god. Wait, I'm gonna take some here and I'm gonna put some in there instead. Isn't there a body of water that's closer to my house? Oh, it's right here. What? I didn't see it changing again. We can leave it like this for now. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Oh, you know what? No, not yet. I really gotta find that gosh darn wolf. Nothing. There doesn't seem to be wolves here. Let's keep going. Oh look, there's an Oswald here. I could have a pet cat, but a pet wolf is more useful. So yeah, and I don't have any fish, so I can't really get these guys. What? That's weird. Villagers. Uh-huh. Do you guys know where wolves at? Where the wolves at? Cause like, you don't have anything on sale. Okay, well, do you? Nope. You guys don't have anything on sale. What the heck? I heard that. That's a wolf. Come here, Wolfie. Where you at? Oh. What the heck? Where's the wolf at? Dude, what? Huh, weird. Where the heck's the wolf at? Come on, he's like so near. I can smell him. Gold? Oh. Sweet. Okay. I don't know where that gosh darn wolf is. I think it's somewhere here. Come on. Where is that wolf? Am I just hearing things? Whoa. Okay. Yikes. I guess I lost the wolf somehow. Or no, that's a cow. Okay, that is no, no, nope, nope. Go away. Ah! Okay, I think they stopped following me. Thank goodness. Okay, not getting near them again. Okay, well, this sucks. I heard a wolf, and it got right out of my hands. Well, okay, I'm gonna try and get a wolf next episode once again. And I'm gonna try and get into my house without getting killed by anything. And it's a success. Okay, thank you very much everybody for watching. See you next episode. By the way, this is not a Minecraft channel if you wanted to know. So yeah, see you guys next time once again. Yes,